What do you think of when you hear the name O.J. Simpson? Probably not American football or Naked Gun, but rather that other stuff. Just to cover myself, legally, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of committing a horrible double murder. But in the eyes of pretty much everyone, in the court of public opinion, you certainly wouldn't give him a bread knife. Career in the doldrums and found liable for the deaths in a civil suit. A decade after the trial, O.J. seemed in a rather embittered period, realising he'd never change people's minds and deciding to play up to it, releasing a book titled If I Did It, detailing how he'd have committed the murders if he did them, which he definitely didn't. The if was cheekily half faded on the cover so it looked like a straight up confession. If you were lead suspect in a brutal double slaying, there was no better time for a comeback than the mid-noughties, especially if said comeback was a prank video. Jackass number 2 in theatres and Punk'd airing on MTV, also in an era of mean-spirited trash culture, with the rise of franchises like Girls Gone Wild and Bum Fights. The latter, featuring homeless men ravaged by addiction being paid to humiliate themselves and fight each other, sold over 300,000 copies, causing the online market to flood with cheaply made exploitation. Into this came a vehicle for O.J. Simpson, an hour-long DVD under the title of Juiced.
I think he's a retard.
Juiced seems like it doesn't know which it wants to be. Punk'd, Girls Gone Wild, Bum Fights, though it does share a director with Bum Hunt, Tales from the Bum Cage, the same man that portrayed the titular Bum Hunter character, a Steve Irwin parody who'd sneak up on real homeless people while they were sleeping and hog-tie them like they were wild animals. We begin with a special disclaimer, warning of adult language, gross humour and nudity. Before we can get going, there's a lengthy trailer for the DVD's distributors, Extreme Entertainment Group. Extreme spelled with a big X to show they meant business. I can't show any of it, hence what you're looking at instead, but this is early noughties guerrilla media distilled. Horror movie music over frantically edited camcorder footage of people fighting in the street. Men versus men, women versus women. Shots of deathmatch wrestling, of car crashes, bare boobs and arses. As well as Juiced, Extreme Entertainment Group released the 2-volume What Were They Thinking series, essentially highlight reels of skateboarders breaking their legs, with trailers for their other wares filling a full quarter of the runtime. Ghetto Brawls, World's Wildest Street Fights, World's Wildest Bachelor Parties, World's Wildest College Parties, Backyard Bikini Wrestling. If what you like is bare-knuckle fistfights between women in trailer parks in their bras, aim your DeLorean at 2005. And in the midst of this, a prank show hosted by a man suspected by almost everyone of committing a pair of violent murders. I'll tell you what though, Beadle's About would have been greatly improved with Jezza starting each week with a rap.
Why do people wonder about my intentions? Why do people ask me so many questions about how I made it to the top?
Again, I can't show much of the video for OJ's Get Juiced, as it's packed with depressed looking topless women, so you're missing out on lyrics like, better shoot me with a tranquilizer dart. Don't be a fool, stupid. I'm not a Simpson named Bart. The 3.5-minute video functions as backbone for the whole DVD, dropped in between skits. Naked women grind on OJ, twerk in his face. He grabs his balls, demanding, sucker MCs get some of these. He says, damn, at a lady's bottom. And there's a dwarf dressed like Elvis. It's mostly close-ups of bums and knockers, almost entirely belonging to white women with long blonde hair just like his murdered ex-wife.
It's burger time with OJ.
Into the pranks, they really don't know what to do with their star, beyond, bet you weren't expecting to see him, so a lot of it's OJ serving or delivering food. The disguise is up there with Vince McMahon's when WWE had their prank show.
Welcome to Classic Burger. My name is Melvin. It's my first day here, and boy, am I excited.
But they lose it almost straight away, as the only reactions Juiced gets are when someone realises, oh, is that OJ?
You know, you're handsome and you look like OJ.
Yeah, that's what she thought. I kept saying, everybody tells me I look like OJ.
At least they can rely on his skills as an improvisational comedian.
You sure you want those large fries? You know what they're saying about fast food making you fat. No. Whoa! Ah!
It's about this girl who falls in love with a deaf guy.
Falls in love with a what?
With a deaf guy.
Huh?
Deaf.
What?
Just like Punk'd, the show's name is also its catchphrase for the big reveal.
You've been juiced. They called me Nordberg in those films. And you've been juiced. Been juiced. You've been juiced. No, you've been juiced.
Now I feel stupid.
Oh, imagine getting juiced. You thought you'd been given the wrong fast food order, but you've actually been juiced.
I got juiced!
You're chilling with your platonic friend, and comes in wearing black gloves and holding a and then he when the cops who find what's left of you say, oh boy, these folks look like they've been juiced.
I've been juiced.
They re-roll the food conceit with pizza, but clearly don't get any decent footage out of it.
Who's this guy? There's a guy,
It's filming. We're doing commercials for our pizza company.
A third shot later winds up with something literally unwatchable.
I'm O.J. Simpson, and you're watching Juiced.
Hold on, that's not OJ. Did I just get juiced? They're clearly just running through whatever was scribbled on a whiteboard in the first meeting. Dress OJ up like Elvis?
Juiced.
This is the legend of legends. Elvis.
Okay, Elvis. Then what? Dunno.
Elvis, get your pelvis away from me.
I bumped into Elvis. He's alive, and he's been in the sun for a while.
Yes.
OJ selling oranges by the side of the road.
Come on, help the juice. I'm kind of down and out.
OJ is a homeless window washer.
They were ordering hamburgers and they were trapped when Bum Juice walked up.
Who? There's medication for that these days, you know.
Well, you can't.
No!
My name's Benny from Crossroads. I've lost me ladder.
You've been juiced. I got juiced.
I got juiced!
Note the one trouser leg rolled up, in tribute to Wackaday. One prank parodies reality shows where someone finds out their partner's cheating.
We need to speak with Jennifer. Excuse me, sir. Can we get in here, please?
What the fuck are you doing, Jenny?
Another's set on a golf course, purely so they can say,
Don't touch my ball.
Hey, you two guys. That truck right there.
wonder how long they spent setting up hidden cameras and wrangling OJ into going fishing in a pet store to get like 5 seconds worth showing. The one bit that qualifies as an actual prank puts him in disguise working as a bingo caller, requiring 3 hours in the makeup chair for some race-altering prosthetics, like that Channel 5 show where Frank Butcher got turned into a Rastafarian.
So we invented a character named Carl.
Carl? No, Carl Havoc.
Too much fucking shit on me. What? There's too much fucking shit on me. I can't breathe.
Take a look. Here's Carl.
Suffice to say, he's a lot.
I just flew in from Florida. And boy, did my arms tired. Okay.
He's special. They give him a choice.
Is this? I'm sorry.
And that's it. That's Carl. The skits are all so short, it's clear they shot barely anything worth airing, and most bits end saying we'll return to it later, but never do. The sheer directionless is highlighted in a prank titled Surreal Estate, where OJ shows up at an open house.
Let's get this guy.
No plan here other than the homeowner acting mad when a vase gets smashed and hoping that magic ensues.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you coming in my house and breaking my things?
Gary.
Go ahead, break. No. Throw it, throw this down. Look, oh.
Gary, I'm sorry.
Magic does not ensue. There's a topless woman on a trampoline whose bouncing boobs are shown in helpful slow-mo, but they just knock a vase over again and again.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to know who did this here today.
Well, she did it. How did you do that?
I didn't do that.
I didn't touch it.
She did it.
OJ's dreadlocked sidekick here, Harmon Leon, did an interview with This American Life in 2015, revealing he got the job through a Craigslist ad which didn't specify which celebrity he'd be working with. There was a weird mood among the crew, who also didn't know what they were getting into, and everyone had been firmly told to never mention the murders. A week into filming, OJ had enough and started turning up drunk, footage of which seems to make it into the DVD.
I stopped drinking. My beer. Stopped drinking at 7:15 this morning. Filming this. What do you think I serve pizza, motherfucker?
There was no script, with everyone just winging it, reducing every prank to winding someone up until they recognize a man from a murder trial.
You've been juiced. I'm O.J. Simpson.
I know you are, yeah.
Hey, you've just been juiced. Ellen, you've been juiced. You've actually been juiced.
Get out of here.
Incredibly, this guy wearing fingerless leather gloves indoors like an 80s movie bad guy isn't one of Juiced's characters, unlike this top-class comic creation.
Oh, Jesus, man. Sweetheart, come on. Jesus, man.
Despite the on-set ban, occasionally OJ goes into business for himself, making allusions to you-know-what.
Sir, I wasn't around. I ain't get blamed for nothing else. All right, in my life, I've been blamed for enough shit.
But fully aware it's his whole selling point, they do have him working at a used car lot, trying to offload a signed white Bronco riddled with bullet holes.
Authentic bullet hole in it.
Oh!
Got me out of harm's way. Just sit
Okay, I'll sit in it.
Just sit in it.
Even there was a dead body in it.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's no bodies in this thing. I actually drove this car once and some cop shot at me. I mean, if you ever get into some trouble and you got to get away, it has escapability. It has escapability. That's the main thing. And I know it. My boy Al Collins was driving this thing. And you're gorgeous, incidentally.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You've been juiced. This is a TV show. You have been juiced. You've been juiced.
I got juice, baby.
According to Harmon Leon, they filmed, but never used, interviews with the entire crew, where each said whether or not they thought he was guilty. The skits which are most uncomfortable rely on that aura, on his size and reputation, where a clearly nervous woman finds herself trapped with O.J. Simpson and is forced to manage the situation. Here he's supposedly auditioning background singers for the rap. Note that I haven't edited this. This is exactly as it is on the actual DVD.
So what are you doing tonight? Like you go to the concert?
Right? With who? With who? With who? Like a whole bunch of people?
Well, maybe not. What's wrong with me? It's my teeth.
No, not at all.
I mean, more the double murder thing if I'm honest.
I'll go. If I could bring a friend of mine.
Guy friend?
Huh?
Guy friend?
No, girlfriend.
Well, that might be better.
Yeah.
For me. You know?
Everyone, unless they're the weirdo, knows that look. From women being bothered in the street or wherever by an aggressive bloke. The, how do I remove myself from this situation without making him angry? Another prankie stuck watching him accuse the producer of being racist. Stuck in a room with what appears to be a pissed off O.J. Simpson.
I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you.
Come on, man. Get your ass. You shouldn't be afraid.
But it's all just a brilliant, funny joke.
Today, you've been juiced. You've been juiced.
Mind you, the cameraman's attention was obviously elsewhere.
Let me introduce you, the man is a juice. Cause when he's rapping the man, you can't lose. So all your rappers better go and hide a man. Because he's got a hot man.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
All victims were lured in with the promise of $750 for a day's work, but had to make do with a juiced t-shirt.
I've been juiced.
And I'm trying to give her some juice.
Uh-oh.
At least they got to see his wonderful improvisational skills.
You just go through it. I'ma just ad-lib stuff.
And cause he got a Heisman.
Heisman.
Let me introduce you to a man named Juice. Cause when he's rocking the mic, you can't lose. All you other rappers better go.
Imagine Big O on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Look at these deleted scenes and tell me Mockery and Styles wouldn't be better as a three-piece.
When Eunice was alive, she shook that big ass.
She shook that big ass?
Ooh, Daddy liked them big ass. They're homosexuals. They're homosexuals. They're homosexuals.
There's another bit meant to capitalise on people's trepidation of OJ, being offered a place to live and then finding out he's their new roommate. Except they only seem to get one applicant, a Hungarian who clearly has no idea who he is, and they spell roommate wrong on the subtitles.
I'm O.J. Simpson and you just got juice.
The disc ends with a remix of the rap, which I still can't show because of tits. Most unexpected credit in such a small production is for an ophthalmologist. Though for 2006, these are pretty standard.
You've been juiced! Yeah!
As a special feature, there's 20 minutes of something titled Behind the Scenes, Deleted Scenes and Obscenes. And just imagine what wasn't considered good enough for the main feature, like OJ bragging about the time he got robbed at gunpoint.
And once I got the gun pointing to his leg, I'm trying to get him to pull a finger, right?
More Carl.
You think OJ's a good looking guy?
Yep. If I like guys, I'd do it.
And more juicing. There's also weird voyeuristic footage of the dancers between takes, pervy cameraman zooming in on boobs, upskirting, and filming them getting changed, which seems genuine given their reactions to spotting the camera.
Perverted cameraman alert!
Bad cameraman!
Imagine having a Tommy tank to juice though, in your baggy 2006 white t-shirt.
Let's concentrate on the tits, the butts, and me.
According to Nielsen ratings, the Juice DVD sold less than 100 copies, though the producer claims he had it pulled from circulation due to the fallout of If I Did It. There was also a single pay-per-view airing. A bulked-up re-release called OJ Ungloved, The Lost Tapes, was mooted about a decade ago, but never saw the light of day. The website address stamped all over the footage subsequently expired and was bought by an Orlando juice bar company, but today is once again dormant. In 2008, OJ was sentenced to 33 years in jail for armed robbery, released on parole after 9. The massive sentence is largely thought to be more of a punishment for the murders than the robbery. But looking back, one has to wonder if the judge caught 5 minutes of juiced and thought, I can't risk this happening again.